There are Hollywood stars who shine brightly and then fade away with time. But there are also those who leave such a lasting impression that, even decades later, the public still cannot forget them. Jaclyn Smith is one of those rare individuals. For millions of viewers, she will forever be Kelly Garrett from Charlie's Angels, the elegant, intelligent, and captivating woman who helped create one of the biggest television phenomena of the 1970s. What made her especially remarkable was that while her co-stars gradually left the show, Jaclyn remained the only angel to stay from the very first episode to the very last, becoming the irreplaceable face of the series. But behind that seemingly perfect image was a life far from simple. Behind the smile that always appeared on screen were failed marriages, heartbreaking losses, a battle with cancer, and many challenges that the public rarely had the chance to witness. Now, as she approaches her 80th birthday, Jaclyn Smith has unexpectedly reappeared and astonished many people. Not because she is trying to hold on to her youth, but because of the calmness, confidence, and unique beauty that time itself seems unable to take away. And to understand why millions still hold her in such special admiration after nearly half a century, we must go back to the very beginning, before Jaclyn Smith became an American icon. Before becoming one of the most recognizable faces in America, Jaclyn Smith was simply a young girl growing up in Houston, Texas, in a loving and fairly traditional family. Born on the 26th of October 1945, she was raised in a stable environment where her father worked as a dentist and her mother always encouraged her daughter to pursue the things she loved. From an early age, Jaclyn displayed a special passion for the performing arts. She spent many years studying ballet seriously and once believed that her future would be connected to the world of dance. Long hours of practice, strict discipline, and a desire for self-improvement helped shape the elegance that would later become her signature. When she entered her 20s, Jaclyn made a bold decision. She left Texas and moved to New York. Like many young people carrying artistic dreams, she arrived in the big city hoping to find an opportunity for herself. However, reality was far from easy. Life in New York was far more expensive and competitive than she had ever imagined. It was during this period that an unexpected opportunity led Jaclyn into modeling. Her attractive features, warm smile, and natural beauty quickly caught the attention of major brands. Before long, Jaclyn appeared in numerous high-profile advertising campaigns, particularly for hair care brands such as Breck and Wella Balsam. Interestingly, at that time, millions of Americans were already familiar with Jaclyn Smith's face, even though many of them did not yet know her name. She appeared regularly in magazines, on billboards, and on television, becoming one of the most recognizable models in the country. However, Jaclyn did not want to stop there. She understood that beauty could open the first door. But building a long-lasting career required much more. As a result, she began pursuing acting, accepting small television roles and patiently learning the craft step by step. At the time, no one could have imagined that only a few years later, what seemed like an ordinary casting call would completely change Jaclyn Smith's life and transform her into one of the greatest pop culture icons of the 20th century. In 1976, Jaclyn Smith's life changed forever when she was cast as Kelly Garrett in Charlie's Angels. Notably, the opportunity came quite late in the casting process, as the producers were still searching for the final piece of the Angels trio. No one realized that the decision would create one of the most famous television icons of all time. From the very first episodes, Kelly Garrett quickly became a fan favorite thanks to Jaclyn's unique combination of beauty, intelligence, and charm. While many television programs of that era often portrayed female characters through familiar stereotypes, Charlie's Angels presented women who were far stronger, more independent, and more confident. The show's success exceeded every expectation. Within a short period, Jaclyn Smith became a household name across America. Her image appeared on the covers of major magazines, television programs, and countless advertising campaigns. But what distinguished Jaclyn from many stars of her generation was that she never viewed fame as the final destination. While many actors focused on using their popularity to secure more acting roles, Jaclyn began thinking about her long-term future. She recognized that an entertainment career could change very quickly, whereas building a lasting brand was what truly mattered. That mindset led to a bold move in 1985 when she launched a fashion line under her own name at Kmart. At the time, many industry experts were skeptical. They believed that fans might enjoy watching Jaclyn Smith on screen, but that did not necessarily mean they would buy clothing designed by her. Reality proved otherwise. The product line quickly became successful and grew into a business empire that lasted for decades. Customers appreciated the way Jaclyn offered elegant, practical designs at affordable prices. She was not selling luxury. She was selling the feeling that any woman could feel more confident and more beautiful. While many stars of her generation gradually disappeared from the spotlight, Jaclyn Smith continued building her career in her own way. However, behind that admirable success, her personal life was far from as smooth as it appeared to the public. In the eyes of the public, Jaclyn Smith seemed to have everything: beauty, fame, wealth, and a career that many people could only dream of. But behind the flawless magazine photographs was a private life marked by considerable challenges and painful losses. Her first marriage to Roger Davis lasted 7 years, but ultimately ended in divorce. Years later, Jaclyn admitted that when she was younger, she often placed other people's happiness above her own. She tried to preserve relationships at all costs, sometimes to the point of losing her own voice and neglecting her own needs. She later married actor Dennis Cole. Although that marriage lasted only a short time, it left a lasting mark on Jaclyn's life. She developed a very close relationship with Joe Cole, Dennis's son from a previous relationship, and considered him a true member of her family. That bond remained strong even after the marriage ended. Her third husband was cinematographer Tony Richmond, the father of the 2 children whom Jaclyn deeply cherished. For a time, she believed she had finally found stability. However, that marriage also failed to overcome their differences and eventually ended in divorce. Yet her greatest heartbreak did not come from those separations. In 1991, Joe Cole was killed during a home invasion at the age of just 30. His sudden and tragic death devastated Jaclyn. Although she was no longer his stepmother in name, she still regarded Joe as her son. Those close to her have said it was one of the most painful emotional blows she had ever endured. That tragedy changed the way Jaclyn viewed life. She began to appreciate simpler things and realized that fame could not protect anyone from loss. It was during this period that she met cardiac surgeon Brad Allen. Unlike her previous relationships, Brad was not part of the entertainment industry. He brought Jaclyn a sense of peace and stability that she had been searching for throughout many years. The two married in 1997 and built a happy life together, away from the noise and distractions often associated with Hollywood. After years of heartbreak and sorrow, Jaclyn had finally found a peaceful harbor. But life was not finished testing her. Just a few years later, an unexpected health crisis emerged and forced her into the greatest battle of her life. In 2002, when life seemed more stable and fulfilling than ever, Jaclyn Smith received news that no one wants to hear. During a routine medical examination, doctors discovered that she had breast cancer. What made the diagnosis even more frightening was that Jaclyn had shown no obvious symptoms. She felt healthy, continued working as normal, and had no significant family history related to the disease. For that reason, she later became a strong advocate for regular screenings, emphasizing that early detection had made all the difference. Like any woman facing cancer, Jaclyn experienced moments of fear and uncertainty. However, rather than allowing the illness to control her life, she chose to face it with remarkable composure. She underwent surgery, completed the necessary treatments, and continued to maintain her professional responsibilities and business ventures whenever possible. Many people did not even realize what she was going through. Jaclyn never wanted to be seen as a victim. She did not seek sympathy or emotional headlines. Instead, she focused on recovery and on living as positively as she could. Perhaps what inspired people most was the way she treated those around her in the years that followed. When her close friend and former fellow angel, Farrah Fawcett, entered her own painful battle with cancer, Jaclyn remained by her side. She never turned that friendship into a public story for the media. Instead, Jaclyn quietly supported Farah, protected her friend's privacy, and appeared when she was needed most. During Farah's most difficult moments, Jaclyn remained a loyal friend, listening and offering support without seeking any attention for herself. Her battle with cancer changed the way Jaclyn viewed life. It taught her that true beauty is not found in appearance or fame, but in the ability to rise after adversity and continue moving forward. And that very spirit would once again be tested as she entered the later years of her 70s. After decades of overcoming personal and health-related challenges, Jaclyn Smith faced another difficult chapter in 2025, when severe wildfires spread across California and threatened many affluent residential communities. The fires moved dangerously close to the area where she and her husband lived, causing extensive damage to numerous properties in the region. It was not merely a house. It was a place filled with decades of memories, family moments, and the peaceful life Jaclyn had worked so hard to build after years of hardship. For many people, losing a longtime home could be a devastating blow. Yet once again, Jaclyn demonstrated the calm resilience that had become her trademark throughout her life. Rather than focusing on what had been lost, she chose to be grateful that her family was safe and that they still had the opportunity to begin again. What impressed the public was that only a short time after the ordeal, Jaclyn continued to appear in public with the same familiar presence, her signature wavy hair, her gentle smile, and confidence that remained completely intact. There was no bitterness and no complaints. Only the quiet strength of a woman who had learned to face adversity with courage and grace. Perhaps that is what makes Jaclyn Smith different. Across nearly 8 decades of life, she has never been admired because she avoided hardship. She is admired because she always found a way to keep moving forward whenever life challenged her. At nearly 80 years old, Jaclyn Smith is not trying to become a younger version of herself. Instead, she embodies the beauty of a woman who accepts the passage of time, appreciates life, and preserves her dignity through every triumph and setback. Looking back on her journey, the most memorable part is not only her role as Kelly Garrett or the golden years of Charlie's Angels. It is also the way she overcame loss, conquered illness, preserved meaningful friendships, and built a fulfilling life beyond the spotlight of Hollywood. Perhaps that is the real reason Jaclyn Smith continues to be loved after all these years. Because a true angel is not defined by beauty on screen, but by strength and resilience in real life. If you still remember Jaclyn Smith from the golden days of Charlie's Angels, share your memories in the comments section. And do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel to discover more inspiring stories about Hollywood legends whose legacy time can never erase.